So Wuthering Waves may have just dropped one of their biggest updates yet. As you know, we're getting very close to the update with the Black Shores, and many people are excited for it. But literally just a couple of minutes ago, Wuthering Waves released this new post-lament Anthropocene, which pretty much teases the release of Camellya. Now, Camellya is a character that has been very wanted by a lot of Wuthering Waves players ever since that one cutscene came out, and honestly, she has such an amazing character design. As you can see here, she's got the cool, kind of flame design around her, as well as having the whole Black Shores flower on her hair. And again, it looks very cool. I am really excited to see her character and see what kind of effect that she has on the actual story, not just the playable character kind of side of it, but just to see what she does in the story as well. And I think this is definitely going to bring Wuthering Waves up in terms of revenue. So in this video, we're going to be discussing Camellya and the Black Shores, and just talking about how this update is probably going to be one of the biggest updates that Wuthering Waves have had in a little while, and whether it's going to help out their revenue, and what it means for future updates for Wuthering Waves as well. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to GamersHubs and use my code KAZA, where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. I definitely recommend you guys go check that out, and let's get back into the video. So as I said, they actually released this teaser, and they said, Archive, Bloombearer from the Black Shores, Camellya is a laid-back character free from shackles with a personal aroma of danger. Intrigued by the belief in fate, she wanders the land on her own accord, following such a chain of scenarios and its vague guidance. So again, she seems like a bit of a mysterious character. I think she's going to be kind of like a protagonist kind of character. Obviously, her character design tells you that she's probably going to be a little bit evil, but I think that she's actually going to be, kind of helpful. We're not sure though. I don't know what's going to be happening in the story, but again, it's really exciting to see a lot of these characters coming out from the Black Shores, because obviously we had this developer's message with the Black Shores preview, which pretty much showed us the new area. Again, it's looking amazing. We got some new mechanics that came out, as well as WuWa as well, who looks very cool. And we also got the announcement of the shorekeeper, which was actually a month ago. And again, she's another one of the 5 stars, so it seems like we're going to be seeing Camellya and the shorekeeper as our 2 5 stars on the next update, which again is an absolutely stacked banner, and I don't know how anyone's going to be able to afford that. That is such an amazing, set of characters to have on one banner. So it'd be really interesting to see how they interact in the game, and to see how many people actually get it. As I've been saying with a lot of the revenue kind of update videos, they haven't been doing too good on revenue recently. Wuthering Waves have been going down and down, but it seems like the shorekeeper and Camellya, Akura Games' kind of statement of saying, hey, we're going to bring this back up and we're actually trying with our characters. Because there was a lot of people saying that they're probably going to be skipping the shorekeeper just because of Camellya coming out. And I could totally see why. Camellya has a better character design, but again, I could see why you want to pull for both of them. Again, they're both amazing characters, and it definitely seems like this is going to be a high-selling patch. Now, I don't know how the actual timings will align with this. I don't know if both the characters are going to come out in the same month, or if they're going to be, separate in the months. But again, it'll be really interesting to see in the revenue chart how much this actually brings them up, especially with Camellya, because Camellya, again, I said at the start of this video, she is a very wanted character. She is probably the most wanted female character in the game at the moment. People really want her. I don't know how to express that enough. It's Camellya and Scar are the 2 characters that I think a lot of people really want in the game at the moment, which people haven't gotten, but now we've finally gotten the Camellya release. Bro, they're going to be making a ton of money from that. And as I said as well, we've also got the 4-star WuWa, which again, a lot of people don't really care about. I mean, she's alright. I'm not that interested in her and her character design, but again, I know some people are. So again, it's kind of cool to see that they are releasing a lot of this stuff very early on. And if you saw my last video about me talking about leaks and stuff, it seems like they are trying to bring out a lot more advertising for these characters earlier, so that the leaks don't, ruin a lot of their scheduling and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool to see that Camellya actually hasn't been ruined yet. I don't know if they didn't release her on the beta test, because Wuthering Waves have been doing some beta testing, pretty much allowing users to go and play the game and try her out in the game. But that was only for the shorekeeper, and we actually got a ton of leaks coming from that, which again isn't great. Obviously, Wuthering Waves was saying, guys, can you stop please? And it seems like Camellya wasn't actually included in that. So I don't know if now Camellya's been announced, they're going to start rolling her out into the beta, which means we could see more leaked footage coming from these people. We don't know. But again, it seems like she's going to have a very cool character design, especially whenever it comes to combat. Obviously, we know that Kuro Games really cook with a lot of the combat kind of design. We had Changli with the really cool Phoenix stuff, and also Jinshi with the cool dragon stuff. Again, I think Camellya is going to be very cool. It's probably going to be fire related. I can kind of assume that she's going to be, a fire type character, which again is going to be very cool. And the same with the shorekeeper too. I'm also very excited for the shorekeeper. I think her character design looks very elegant and nice. I think it's very cool that they added this kind of butterfly effect too. I really like the overall character design of a lot of the characters in this game. And if you've seen some of my previous videos about the Black Shores, you're probably getting tired of hearing me saying that the Black Shores is probably going to be one of the biggest areas come to Wuthering Waves. And I'm predicting that it's going to be the gateway to a lot of the new regions coming out. Because as I said in the past, there's been a lot of speculation about the Black Shores actually being the final update before version 2.0. So we could actually be getting version 2.0 after these two banners, which again would be very exciting. And from the description of the Black Shores, saying the Black Shores is an archipelago enshrouded in mysteries and turmoil, remains sealed away from the world in thick digital fog. It is still uncertain when or who will lift its veil, allowing it to once more shoulder the task of connecting the world, with the key word being connecting the world. I think that this area is going to have some kind of like transportation method of getting to these new regions that we're going to see, because we did see in an interview with the producer Dong saying that they do plan on making new regions with different cultures and stuff like that. Obviously, we've seen it in Genshin Impact, Honkai Star does it in planets rather than regions, but again, it'll be very interesting to see how Wuthering Waves do it. Are we going to go to a different planet, or are we going to see just a new region like we do in Genshin? I think a new region would actually make a little bit more sense. I think there's still so much to explore around the entire world. Jinzhou isn't just the only place in the Wuthering Waves, kind of sphere. So again, it'd be very interesting to see what they kind of do with that, and to see, how much they've been cooking, because it seems like, the dev team are very, very hard working. And yeah, we haven't seen any kind of like leaks or kind of footage of any of these like kind of like rumored new places that we're going to see in version 2.0. So it seems like they're doing a good job at keeping that under wraps, making sure it doesn't get spoiled, because again, I think that'll be very, very disappointing if a lot of that area does get spoiled. Now, obviously, with games like Genshin Impact, they actually have Natlan coming out, which again, I don't think I actually saw any leaks for that at all, really, apart from maybe the characters. But again, no one really leaked the overall like landscape and places around the map. So again, I hope that stays the same for Wuthering Waves as well. And I think that Wuthering Waves have also actually done a very smart move here with Camellya too, because Honkai Star and Genshin Impact have been, announcing a lot of new characters. Zenless Zone Zero is now kind of like reaching the end of their like Jane Doe kind of hype. Jane Doe came out, was it a couple of days ago? And people were very, very hyped for that. Honestly, people were very excited. But now the hype is kind of dying down, and they've got that period between, whenever a banner came out and whenever the next banner is going to come out. There's going to be a little bit more quiet, which Wuthering Waves could actually take advantage of. And I think that's what they've done here. Because if you've seen in the past, there's been a lot of these like kind of like teasers and stuff like that, where they actually released it literally 15 minutes after another character. Whereas with the Wuthering Waves one, people were asking whenever the shorekeeper came out, where's the other 5-star that we're getting in the game? Because again, usually they release 2, and we didn't actually see another 5-star until, a month later, and now we've got Camellya, which I think was actually tactically done by Wuthering Waves or Kuro Games, or whoever you want to say it was, to actually release this whenever the hype for Jane Doe had actually died down a little bit. Obviously, people are still very excited for the character and still like leveling her up and stuff. But again, the overall like release day, build up and stuff is all gone now. And I think that announcing Camellya right now is the best time to do it. Genshin Impact also announced their new character Kinich today, and they pretty much announced what his banner was going to be and stuff like that. Which again, I don't think really affects Wuthering Waves at all, because that's not really the game they're competing with. I think Zenless Zone Zero is the main game that they're competing with, and I think that they've actually done a really good job at bringing out Camellya at the right time whenever stuff is a little bit more quiet. So again, some really like smart moves from Wuthering Waves here. I'm really excited to see Camellya coming out. I really think that they did cook with their character design. I think Black Shores is going to be amazing. And yeah, overall, just a really, really good update. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. So if you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also let me know down in the comments who you're going to be pulling for. Are you going to be pulling for Camellya, or are you going to be pulling for the shorekeeper? I think, it's a very heavily debated topic in this kind of, sphere. But again, it's very interesting. So I want to know what you guys think. And also go to GamersUp, use my code KAZO, and you get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. They've got a ton of really cool events going on there at the moment. So I definitely recommend going to go check that out. And yeah, that's about all I got for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.